and welcome to my channel. It says TaniaTalks, right? Where I come here and I talk, hence the name of the channel. But it's already been a decade that I've not come here, and trust me on this, that every particular day I've had the guilt of not coming here and making videos and talking about what exactly is going on in my life. Because, a motive that comes like really later. But this is something that gives me the utmost happiness to come here and talk and yap, because I realized it way earlier that I am a person who has to take out all the thoughts which are going on in my head, right? And this was my platform where I just come and yap. Even though it's a public thing, but still I made it a safe space for myself. So I have always had this guilt when I was not consistent and I was not coming here and making videos about it. But again, something happened recently and there was a sort of realization as well. So I just had to come here and talk about this, because until and unless I've not come on my channel and spoken about it, I did not get clarity onto that topic, right? So recently I uploaded a reel on my Instagram channel as well of TaniaTalks, where I speak in detail about a rash that happened to my face. But in that video I am kind of blaming the other people who are giving me loud reactions on whatever exactly happened over there. But I realized that it was easier for me to play the blame game, okay, because that's the easiest option ever for everyone actually. So I just played the game where I am blaming other people for giving me such loud reaction, and that is why I'm having that thought. But then I am God's favorite child, so God keeps giving me certain situations where my patience is being tested each and every day. But I'm pretty sure that most of us feel that way. So I again met with a condition where I've had this weird infection on both of my underarms. Okay, now my underarms are not being visible to people so that they can give me loud reactions. But here, who gave the loud reaction? Me. So this is so sad, and I am so disappointed in me, that I used to think that at least I am not that shallow of a person, because this is something that I really hate about people, right? So I cannot be that one. But unfortunately, rather than having the thought that it might get cured soon and I really want my body to recover and I hope it doesn't spread and blah blah blah, apart from all these thoughts, the first thought that I had was oh my god, it's looking so weird, and I won't be able to wear certain dresses and blah blah blah. So even my first thought about my own body was about the looks and the physical appearance, right? Which is a very shallow thought, I feel. And this is something I realized it a bit later, when actually the infection part, it started to cure a bit, and I was less worried about it. Then I actually thought about it, the first thought should always be about the health and about the cure of your body, not about how it's going to look. Because that is something I have heard since my childhood, and that is something which has built so many insecurities in me. This is the main reason I never wanted to be that person who talks about the looks, who talks about the physical appearances and stuff like that, right? But unfortunately, the way we are brought up, and the way we are surrounded by people, and the way we are being fed with such shitty thoughts each and every day, it just makes you that person as well. But still, it is in your hands when you realize it, and at least you can stop yourself from talking shit about your own body, right? So you can just observe it so often. Like if you're meeting someone after really long, the first conversation, the first reaction will always be about oh, you've gained weight, oh, you've lost weight, oh, this is how you're looking, oh, you've got new haircut, or whatever. I'm not saying that giving compliments is something bad, but if there is something which is pretty obvious, and the person might the person might already been suffering from that particular thought, like maybe having too many pimples on the face, or maybe because of certain condition, extra facial hair growth or something like that, which is like really common and very natural, right? but we make it such a big deal because we are not ready to normalize things which might happen to anyone and which might happen very casually. We are unnecessarily making certain standards for ourselves and putting ourselves into that criteria each and every time where we are judging ourselves. Okay, there are certain days when you look into the mirror and you are like, how do I look? I mean, what is this? But there are not those days where you actually look yourself into the mirror and you're like, you know what, today the deed you did, it was not good. Today the way you reacted, you shouldn't have done that. Today the way you did not grow out of a particular topic, or you should have like different opinions about a topic. We never talk to ourselves also about that, right? We are always criticizing the way we look, even in even in private spaces also. We are just criticizing the way we look. Maybe it is because of the upbringing, because it is the way society actually treats you, but that doesn't mean that you also have to be that person. That is why it was really important for me to first of all accept, then realize, and then work upon it, because I genuinely don't want to be that person who is so shallow that the first thought, the first instinct is always about the looks and the physical appearance and stuff like that. So unfortunately we have set certain standards here, but I really hope that the way I realized, and I really want to work on myself about this as well. I hope that each one of us realizes and accepts that sometimes we are wrong and we really need to work upon it. So yeah, that was it, and this was really important for me to come here and talk about it. So today I can't even tell you how happy I am and how proud of myself today I am, that for making this video, of course, after really long break, and also for realizing and accepting my mistake, that at least I should not be thinking this way, and I should not be the person who is gonna be judgmental about my own body. Because if I don't do this to myself, how am I going to be kinder to other people? First of all, you really need to be kind to yourself as well. So yeah, that was it. If you have watched the video till end, I am so thankful. So please like the video if you did like it, and if you are okay with me coming onto your feed and yapping about my different situations and keeping a thought about it. So do not forget to subscribe the channel as well. I would really be happy if you do that. So thank you so much, and I'm gonna see you super soon. I'm gonna try to be as consistent as possible. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.